Okay, what's up, ladies and gents? This is Avery with Green's Garage, and in this video, this is going to be my first video, so I'm going to talk about what I'm going to be doing with this channel, and all the vehicles I own, the 3 vehicles I own. So let's get into talking about the vehicles first. More about the vehicles, then I'll talk about me, alright? First thing we got is like a 1970 something Toyota. It used to be a big like camper, like RV camper basically. And I mean, this thing smells like it has a bunch of rat poop and in it, like a bunch of stuff done. And it's got a 20R engine. Past few days I've been tearing like parts in it that you don't need, like AC compressor, whatever this thing is. It's something about air. But I mean, it does have its flaws, which it's got this garbage 2-barrel carburetor on it, which I need to rebuild or buy a new one. Intake, perfectly fine. The freeze plugs on this side are completely shot. Oh, let's put it, there you go. So freeze plugs in it, completely shot. I mean, it's a 20R engine, it makes 80 horsepower. I mean, that's not a whole lot. But eventually I do plan on putting a 305 small block Chevy engine in it. But, I mean, this thing pushes 80 horsepower. Well, probably not now because it's been sitting and it's been ran before. So probably not now. But one thing that does need to be done, brakes, carburetor, and a new set of points and getting it timed. Then it should drive right. I do believe the transmission slips a little bit, but not a whole lot. I mean, I'm not really going to worry about that right now. But eventually, it will have a full built roll cage in it. It will have a fire suppression system. And just about everything you need to be able to drift. Then, my second vehicle would have to be my only running one, which is a 1996 Tacoma. It's got its flaws too. One is this bed. I mean, I think it's really about the bed, that's it. I mean, it runs good. You can hop in, turn it on. It runs, it's got a 5-speed manual in it. It runs, this is basically gonna be the daily driver. So I don't wanna do nothing too intense to it. It's got a V6 in it, which I think is 3.6 liter. I don't know the Toyota crap yet. But it's got a V6 in it. I mean, the things I do want to do to this, I want to get a set of headers for it, a new intake manifold, like a high flow intake manifold, and then a cold air intake on it. And that's basically all I really want to do to it. Maybe weld the diff too, but I just want this to be a street truck, a little low, not too low. I mean, I'm gonna go with black for the body, and then I'm going to keep it with no bed on it, get rid of all this wood, and then primer the frame. Because I feel like that black and gray would look real good together. Well, that's basically it on the Tacoma. And then the last vehicle is a 1985 C10. I mean, it may look like crap right now. It's got a long bed on it, has a bunch of junk in the back. But it does have a 283 in it, a stage 1 BTR cam or stage 2, one of the two. Can't really tell yet. But then it's got aftermarket heads on it, forged built pistons and forged pistons and piston rods. And then that's basically it. It's got cut springs in the front, so it drops it about 3 inches in the front and about 7 in the back with aired up tires. Thing I do want to do with this, I want to make this a street truck too. I don't want to push insane horsepower, just maybe 500 out of the most. Probably 20-inch rims. And then I need to redo the suspension on the front because cut springs is not the best thing ever. And then the back is on, I took out 2 leaf springs, which kind of dropped it a little bit with the bed on it. And then I put a flip kit on it, which drops it to 5. So it's riding frame right now. Like the frame's riding on the axle. So one thing I do want to do is get a notch kit for it, C-notch. And with this thing, this was my first truck. I've had it running before, but I blew the engine, and then once I put this engine in there, it was just hell from there on. And I do have the motor that I do want to build up to put in the Drift Toyota, which I call it the Drift Yoda. So that's going to be the name of it. Is this the 305? It's 305 I blew. I want to have it sent off welded and then bored out. Which this, I really want to put aftermarket heads on it. Basically the same thing that's in that 283, but like probably like a stage 2 cam, a high flow intake manifold, dual 4-barrel carburetors, like just basically a real souped up engine, because you know, I mean, you don't have to have a lot of horsepower to drift, considering there's no bed on this one, and it's probably going to stay that way. But, you know, I like horsepower, and I want the first truck to build to go drift, and I want it to be high horsepower. So, what we're going to talk about now is me. My name's Avery Green. This is a new channel. I wanted to start it so I can be a car enthusiast. You know, I like cars, you know, I like JDM cars, I like muscle cars, I like classics. I like classics, like American classics. I mean, I'm into some older, like, Japanese vehicles, like oh my god, the Toyota AE86, older trucks, obviously, older JDM trucks. I'm not real big into like German or anything. I mean, like, I like Beamers and all that, but I want to keep it to classics and then JDM vehicles. Which the AE86 is my overall dream vehicle. That's really what I want. But, you know, they're hard to come by nowadays. They're old, so they're expensive as hell. But, I mean, that's basically the thing that I like. I mean, what I'm going to be doing in this channel is working on these 3 trucks. That one will be in later date. It's really just going to be the main 2. I mean, y'all get to know these real well. I call this one Yoda, so I'm painting it green. Kind of like Yoda. Here's all the parts for it and everything. I mean, but it's going to be a pain in my ass, considering, like, you can't call it a Tacoma, and I'm really not even sure. I mean, I know it was a camper. That's really it. So parts for it's hard to find. But I'm probably just going to use, like, one thing. I'm going to add a fuel cell to it, then just a normal electric fuel pump, like one of these, just normal ass electric fuel pump. And then that's really it for now, until I do engine swap it. But, man, I want y'all to subscribe. Hope y'all will like my content. I don't know when I'm going to post. I'm going to try to post at least once a week, even during school, whenever school starts. I'm 17 myself, going into my senior year of high school. And I'm going to try to make do with the time I have. All right? I mean, y'all can't get mad if people do subscribe to me. I'm not going to be mad if people don't. I mean, it's YouTube. It's YouTube. You got to work for it. But, I mean, that's going to be it for today. I'll probably try to film tomorrow to start, like, kick off the actual channel. This is just going through and saying what I'm going to be doing. I mean, I hope y'all like and subscribe to whoever sees this. And I'm out.